Hello, and thanks for joining me for this episode of Lights Out. I'm your hostess with the mostest ghosties, Sylvia Shults. For my Halloween show a couple of years ago, we visited a haunted house in Davenport, Iowa, on Dixwell Street. We didn't go in. We just looked at it from the outside, from across the street. But from what I was told about that house, across the street was close enough. This was a house in which Sherry, the homeowner, was scratched and pulled out of bed by an unseen entity. It was a house where John, her late husband, was dragged by an invisible force down the hallway when he got belligerent with Sherry. It was a house where a former owner, a Mr. Keegan, hanged himself in a back bedroom with a belt, and in which at least 3 other people have attempted to commit suicide in exactly the same way. I recently had the opportunity to go inside this very haunted house. I brought backup. My friends from Ghost Crier in the Quad Cities came with me. Join us as we go behind the locked doors of this spooky home and go lights out. The house on Dixwell Street is over 100 years old. It was once owned by a man named Keegan, who by all accounts was a crusty, belligerent alcoholic who hated women. When I had the chance to investigate the home, it was empty, and the bank was planning to sell it at auction. This was going to be my only chance to get inside, but I wasn't about to go in there alone. I brought Aaron G. Thompson, Nick Simons, and Jared the camera guy from Ghost Crier with me. With these guys at my back, I felt confident I could handle anything the house could throw at me. The electricity had been shut off, so we were lights out all the way. Sherry's boyfriend led us on a quick tour through the house. We went through the first floor of the house, up to the attic, and down into the basement, where he told us they'd found something unsettling in the ashes when they'd cleaned out the fireplace. Human teeth and finger bones.
I'm sitting over here, just got off of work about 7 o'clock in the morning, so I was working third shift at the time. Just sitting there, just trying to relax a little bit, watching some TV, and that collar did not just fall off that box on the table. It come off and about that far away from the table, that far out in the room. There was nobody else here. And I'm like, nobody's gonna believe this shit. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And as soon as I told her, because I was kind of, I don't want to say I was freaked out, but I'm like, either I'm hallucinating or what's going on, I don't know. But yeah, I drink beer, but no, I don't do drugs. And after 3 beers, I've never seen anything like that before. And she goes, well, it's time for me to tell you that, the different things that go on in the house, which you guys have all been filled in about, like John getting drugged down through the hallway.
Wow.
Like he was standing over here. There used to be French doors right here.
Yeah.
Okay. And he got drugged down that hallway after he was drunk, high, belligerent. You can hear people like walking around upstairs. You can't, but it doesn't sound like actual. To me, it doesn't sound like actual footsteps. Like it just kind of sounds like a creak here and a creak there. It doesn't sound like it's. To me, it doesn't sound like it's actual footsteps.
Okay.
But you can tell it. There's like, but it has a. Like it'd be like somebody having like a 6-foot stride. Does that make any sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay. This is the door to the attic.
Okay. Wow, this attic's nicer than mine. It actually has floors.
Over here is usually where the ball, you hear the ball bounce.
That corner? Okay.
The pool was right like that.
Yeah.
This is the bedroom that she had slept in. This is the bedroom that her and John had, whatnot. But anyhow, she would.
This is Sherry's bedroom?
Yes.
Okay.
This one, she said that she would get, like, she'd be like sleeping next thing you know, she'd feel like her hair's getting pulled, she'd get drug out of bed.
Oh, she didn't tell me that.
She would wake up and there would be scratches on her legs.
Okay, good.
Like on her legs, like up in here and back into here and over into here.
Okay. She told me that she would be sitting in bed or lying in bed around 10 o'clock at night, and she would feel and see the bed settle as someone sat next to her.
Yeah, that too.
Okay.
Yes.
This is the closet.
That is a closet, but there's no barrier in here, so you can actually get into the other room that way. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Neat!
Yeah.
This room here, as you notice, that there's no light in it either.
Ah, that's the other one without the light fixture. Okay.
This is the one where her daughter Courtney tried to hang her.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Hey.
That's like I say,
Notice none of us jumped and squeaked. I think that's a good sign.
So, this used to be a garage in here.
Oh,
That
okay.
I'm aware of happened.
Okay.
But when they moved in, that was just like barn doors over here, and then they worked that in.
Okay.
This is the back.
There's toilet paper down here if you guys need it.
Sherry told me she didn't even keep toilet paper in there.
Waterworks fine?
No, camera
It's going in.
But
Okay.
That one there, you gotta pull up on a chain.
Right here.
Oh. Piece of cake. Piece of heads up.
Okay.
That's what we know about.
Okay.
You got everything else?
Yeah, we'll
Right.
kind of dig into the facts and see what we can pull up.
When you guys are done, there's a soon-to-be 15-year-old kid, if you guys find anything or whatnot, or you wouldn't mind seeing the videos and stuff.
Well, we put everything online, so absolutely, it'll be produced. It'll be, yeah, you bet. I think it'll be fun. And honestly, we'll get some communication. We always do. It's just again some of the tools that.
Then we were left alone in the house, and the investigation began. We knew we were going to spend some time in the basement, and we'd definitely be checking out the bathroom down there. According to Sherry, something likes to trap women down there. She says the door will open, then slam violently shut. Whoever is trapped in there can't turn the knob. She'll only be released when the door swings open again. When's the last time a woman got trapped in the basement bathroom? Or trapped in the bathroom?
The last time I was when I went down there 2 weeks ago.
Oh man. Okay.
We call it the scary potty. I don't even clean it. I won't even make sure there's toilet paper in it.
Oh, who would want to use it? Jeez.
I won't. But I really had to go, and somebody was in the shower, so it's like it's either take a dump in the yard or do what you gotta do,
Oh,
Yeah, and I was locked in there again. I was locked in there for like almost 40 minutes.
Jeez.
And you just panic because you can't
Oh yeah.
get out, and it makes absolutely no sense. There's no lock on the door whatsoever.
Wow. The four of us, Aaron, Nick, Jared, and I, traipsed down to the basement specifically to check out the infamous bathroom. When we got a close look at the room, though, our minds went into debunking mode.
Get in, Hal. Couple quick notes. The bottom of the door is swelled up and expanded and wet because there's a shower right there that you're standing in. Video of the shower. Notice the shower. We'll show the back shower wall right there. That's the back of the shower wall. So if you turn the shower on and the shower sprays to the back of the shower wall, where's it going to spray? Oh, that's weird. The whole bottom of the door. Another thing to note, the door doesn't shut all the way because the frame is cattywampus. And when I let go of the door, so if you really put an effort into getting this door shut, stay shut, that means that it would have to be crammed into the door frame right here. So that solves that mystery.
Such a party pooper.
Yeah, I know.
This is. Dude,
Why we're here,
you
though.
broke my new future box.
No. There you go. Good for that.
Yeah, Sylvia can now enter the restroom at her leisure without fear of being forever trapped in the bathroom.
As long as she's not trying to cram the door into said Katie Wampus door frame.
Yes. Wampus caddying of a door frame.
As aforementioned door frame.
So if you turn that shower on, it's going to spray here, hose down the bottom of the door,
Yeah.
cause it to swell. Either that or there was water in the basement at one point in time.
Let me check it out if you don't mind.
Well, did you see the wall next
even
to that? Did you see down here?
Yeah.
even gives you a little
It's
bit of
even swelled
vertigo.
up on that side too.
Here, let me flashlight on. I feel like a real investigator.
I got my own flashlight.
Leave me alone, guys.
Look at mine.
I think I bought it myself. Actually, it might have been a Christmas gift. That's besides the point.
Play with the door yourself. Feel the door.
If you investigate the corner store, you can use flashlights instead of flashlights.
Say flashlight instead of flashlight. There's a spider web on. That explains why it opens.
Yeah, that must be
Oh, no,
it.
you're right. Sucker is. If it closes.
Right. Might even not even be able to
Yeah,
get
it
it
might
closed
be-
in the first place.
Yeah. I could see if it does. You're not opening it anytime soon.
Yeah, not getting to open it. Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
Here's another.
All right, there's something busted.
Yeah.
We did spend some time up in the room where old man Keegan hanged himself, seeming to set the tone for decades of hauntings in the home. Sherry told me that late at night, when you're alone in that bedroom, the hair on the back of your neck just stands up.
In my left hand, I have a SB7 spirit box. It scans through all the frequencies of the FM band at 100 millisecond per station. That is meant to give you the
Momentum to speak with waves.
momentum to speak to us with the white noise generated from this tiny device in my left hand. So when I turn it on, I would like to hear you state your name so we know who we're talking with. I'm Nick, that's Aaron, that's Jared, that's Sylvia. What's your name?
I heard tears and ran away.
I can hear you. Can you hear yourself? I'm sure this is pretty amazing to be able to hear yourself in a world from where you once were to the world that you're in now. I didn't quite make out a name. If you could come closer and really give it all you got and let us know who we're talking to. Sylvia has quite the documentation on everybody that has passed in this house.
Did I hear fuck you?
And it's something along those lines. It's the same voice the
Yeah.
entire time too, which is exciting.
It is
Huh.
exciting.
All right, you're not going to give us a name or we can't hear your name. What if we went down to the end of the hall and made a right into the first bedroom? Would that be a bedroom that you're familiar with? Yes or no? that real tiny voice? Behind all the static, there's a little tiny voice just going to town. What do you have to say, tiny voice? Are you a child, perhaps? Come down the hallway, stand in front of that device that's just in front of the register there. That'll light us up and let us know that you're in here. Let's see if we can get some good communication going. Can you tell me what day it is? Can you tell me what time it is?
What time is it? 8:36.
Pick up sticks.
Well done.
Huh. Good at 10:10.
Is this Mr. Keegan? Your light's leaving us.
Well, shit. I don't like that at all.
I want to talk to you, you tell me where to stop. You want to talk in here? What happened in here? Something supposedly important happened to somebody in this room. Can you refresh our memory?
We weren't getting much action in the bedroom. Ah, come on, get your minds out of the gutter. So Aaron and Jared went back down to the basement, while Nick and I went up to the attic.
When we would pull up at night, we would leave our lights on, you know, because this is the only home I've ever been in where I absolutely refuse to walk into a dark house.
Ah, gotcha.
So we would leave the lights on, and all of us would be in the vehicle, and then we would pull up, and you would see, it almost seemed like there were people just walking around in there.
Oh,
like their
man.
silhouettes just walking.
Sure.
There's times when, you know, I know that the attic light is turned off, and we pull up and it's on.
Wow.
You know, there's times you'll see the window there on the left.
Uh-huh.
You'll see somebody standing there.
Oh.
Yeah. We put a board up there so that, you know,
Not to disturb the neighbors or anything.
when we put the board up there, you see the missing window panes?
I do, yeah.
That's what happens. There was only one. When we put the board up there the first time, it was so we wouldn't see it.
Yeah.
And then it started knocking panes out. There were 2 panes missing, and then now there are
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5 missing.
Wow.
And I
there's
could
no
not
way
tell
that
you-
could happen. I mean,
No.
the wind couldn't blow that off, and there's
No.
no way it could happen naturally with that board behind the window.
Well, and the little pieces of glass, There's a dresser behind it,
Okay.
off to the left a little. The little
Uh-huh.
pieces of glass, we find them sitting on the dresser.
Whoa!
Like somebody just pulls them right out and sets them down.
Holy cats. Again, things were pretty quiet.
Mumbling in the background would be our fearless leader, Aaron, and Jared fiddling with things as usual.
There's somebody doinking around down there. Thought you guys were going to the basement.
That's the other way.
Did you lose the basement?
Way to go, Magellan.
Okay, and I'm going lights out.
Oh, she said it. Oh.
Is there anyone here who would like to speak with us? I understand there's a little boy in the attic here who likes to bounce a ball. Can you come out and play? Okay, I just officially creeped myself out with that sentence. We're not here to hurt you. We're just here to talk to you. My name is Sylvia, and this is Nick with me. Can you tell us your name?
Must be drafty up here because
All
the
the way
temperature
up
just
here.
fluctuated. Red and blue is the temperature.
Just gonna ask about that.
Red and green would be barometric pressure and humidity changing.
Okay.
Yellow and green. And then orange and blue on the bottom would be vibration and milligauss.
Holy cats. Does it make tea for you in the morning too?
I wish.
Okay, all we want to do is talk to you. You've been watching us for the past hour or so. You know that we like to laugh, we like to have fun. And if you like to have fun too, how about if you come out and say hi? If I do a pattern of knocks, can you finish it for me? I'll do it again. Can you knock somewhere and finish this pattern? Okay, well, it's kind of cold here on this side of the veil. So I think we're going to trot on downstairs. If there's anything you want to say to us, you need to say it now. Because we're going to go downstairs and we're going to leave the attic. Is there anything you'd like to say to us?
After the train stops honking, which could be a while. Both my toes just trapped. Did you hear that?
I heard that. Will you at least tell us your name before we leave? This is Nick. I'm Sylvia. And you are? All right, we're going downstairs. Bye-bye. Mm-hmm. So what were we left with at the end of the evening? There is no doubt in my mind that Sherry experienced what she told me. This house has seen a staggering amount of death for a private residence.
Everyone who's lived in the home has had some kind of tragedy. My husband passed away. My daughter has been diagnosed as bipolar and just tried to hang herself.
Oh, I'm sorry.
My husband had tried to hang himself. The people who lived here before me, the husband tried to hang himself. They lost their baby. Their baby was stillborn. There's everyone who has lived in my home, some kind of death has happened.
An older woman named Martha died in the living room. Carl died in the hallway. A child died in the attic, a little boy. Old man Keegan died in the bedroom on the right side of the hall. 4 elderly people died in the second bedroom on the left side of the hall. A woman was beaten to death in the first bedroom on the left side of the hall. And a man died in the far back bedroom in the basement. Every family that has lived there has had a death of one of their family members who lived in the house. Of the spirits in the house, old man Keegan has been the most active. He was a raging alcoholic who beat his wife and children before he hung himself. But the night we were there, absolutely nothing happened. I didn't get locked in the basement bathroom. None of us got scratched or pushed or dragged down the hallway. But here's the thing. We investigators always say that the paranormal doesn't operate on our schedule. Absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. If there's a pond with muskie in it, and people have caught muskie in the pond before, and you go to the pond and you fish all day and you don't catch any muskie, does that mean there aren't any muskie in the pond? Of course it doesn't. It just means that you didn't catch any that day. I want to thank Aaron, Nick, and Jared of Ghost Crier for joining me for this episode of Lights Out. They were also recording the investigation, and you can see their show at ghostcrier.com. Look for the episode titled Murder House. Do support them on Patreon, too. And don't forget, for the best in paranormal and supernatural podcasts, check out Podcast Central on Facebook. There are so many exciting episodes coming up for you guys. I can't wait for you to join me. In the next episode, I'll be talking about my experience with a black mirror, one of the haunted objects held by Greg and Dana Newkirk of the Traveling Museum of the Paranormal and the Occult. What secrets did the black mirror have to show me? Find out next time when we go Lights Out.
She doesn't.